the Water Board meeting to order. Roll call.
Chairman Wilson,
Yes?
Vice Chairman Rizzi,
Present.
Board Member Evans,
Here.
Board Member Gremmel. Here. Board Member Nesser,
Present.
Board Member Schroeder.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes for the February 15th meeting?
Mr. Chair, so moved.
Yes.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Guess we need to do a roll call.
May I ask who did the second?
Me did.
Thank you.
Me did.
Board Member Schroeder,
Yes.
Vice Chair Rizzi,
Yes.
Board Member Nesser,
Yes.
Board Member Evans,
Yes.
Board Member Gremmel,
Yes.
Chairman Wilson.
Yes.
Unanimous, Your Honor.
District Manager's Report. Bryant.
No report, Your Honor.
You're simple. All right, District's Director's Report.
Good evening, Chairman Wilson and members of the board. Just a quick update tonight. We did filing our Arizona Department of Water Resources annual report. Last year, in 2021, our CAP supplies, we supplied 1,527 acre-feet of water to our domestic customers, and then only 169 acre-feet of groundwater supply, but that was actually recovered credit, so we technically did not use any groundwater last year. But as you can see, since we built our plant, we've slowly ramped up and we're at 90% of our production is from our surface water plant. Also, our gallons per capita for individuals went down this last year. So again, water conservation is working great here in Apache Junction. And then also last year, we stored 1,000 acre-feet of water in the ground for future use. As the drought continues, we may need to pump that out of the ground to use it at a later date. Any questions on that report? Yeah. Next one on our SRP Bartlett Dam Modification Feasibility Study. We kicked off that study on March 3rd. It's going to continue over the next 4 years. And of course, once we started our study and had our first meeting, now they want our first payment, so that's coming due. But I believe there's 17 members that are voting members on that committee now that will decide the need for future water supplies that will be allocated out of that SRP allocation that they're creating this dam space for. So over the next 4 years, we'll get that figured out and see where we're at. I believe in years 3, we'll be starting to work towards of actually what they're going to build and how much water will be available to everybody. So we'll work through that and keep you guys updated as we move forward.
Have they decided how they're going to, I'll say, divvy up is it per the cost, or is it going to be per the number of residents? How is it they're going to?
So they're going to look at each city, that's the 17 members that we have there, and they're going to come up with a matrix like they did for the non-Indian agriculture water. It's not going to be just based on how much you put in. It's going to be based on what you can prove that you need, and not what you want, but what you need. So as we can see down here with this new development coming in for state land, we're going to use it most, like 100% of our water probably by the time we're done with this first 4 square miles, but we've already master planned for the 8 or 9 square miles around it already. So that shows a need. So we're somebody that can show a huge need for water. But if you look at the city of Mesa, where they're pretty much landlocked, or city of Tempe, where there's not really a huge need because they don't have a lot of vacant land. They already have the water supplies they need, so they don't need to acquire more. So they wouldn't be one that would be heavily give a large quantity to. It'd be somebody like us out here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So but we'll be working through that process, and as we go through it, we'll keep you informed on where we're at.
Okay.
Okay. Last update that I want to give you, we did reach out to the Project Wet, which runs our water festival. We're trying to come up with a date on April 21st. We've reached out to the elementary schools here in Apache Junction to get that scheduled. They were unfortunately on spring break for the last couple weeks here, so they'll be back. So hopefully we can get that scheduled for this year. I know it's going to be a short notice for them, so I don't know if we'll push it out to the following year, but we're trying to get that scheduled at this point in time. Okay. Any questions? I have a short presentation tonight.
Just wanted to ask Mike, on the water festival, is Arizona Water going to participate just
Yes.
in past years?
Yes, they have a new water conservation person that's helping us schedule all those meetings. She's been involved in our first sit-down meeting and the last couple of meetings that we've had.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
No one has any questions? Okay, well, thank you. District Treasurer's Report.
I just have a brief quarterly update for you. It's actually a few months old already. But just to highlight some revenue and expenditures this time of year compared to last year, the water district is doing very well. The revenues are up about $500,000 and their expenses are down about $500,000.
Speak up, I'm sorry.
Sorry, their revenues are up about $500,000 and their expenses are down about $500,000 at the same time for the previous 2 years. So they're doing really well. Some of that is due to new revenues coming in, and some of it is due to just timing. So I plan on presenting these quarterly to you so that you can kind of get a feel for what's going on with the district each quarter. If you have any questions on.
I was going to ask what attributed to the increase and the decrease in each, but you explained it.
So I did write those down. So they had some more system connection fees in the first part of the year, fiscal year that is, and they had some water acquisition revenue and some more meter reimbursements than they usually have. And then, let's see, they had a small asset sale, just different things that they didn't have in the previous year.
And maybe on the expenditure side could be a capital expense up to this point, maybe that we had purchased
Right.
it this time last year that drove it up to 3.2 million, but I'm not sure, Mike, on that.
I think the biggest thing adding the revenues, as others are explaining, is the
Mike,
system
Mike.
connection fees.
Yeah, I did say consistent connection.
And it's because of the Goldfield Estates subdivision just came in, so
It
that
makes
was
sense.
roughly about $600,000. So that's kind of what you're seeing here mostly is the funds from that. And you'll see a lot more of that as Superstition Vistas goes on Cortez and south of Baseline. And then it's going to be a lot bigger as the development to the south comes online. So you'll see a lot of that revenue coming in. So but that will go to repay back some of those other costs for
It kind
water
of fit-
resource acquisitions, like the SRP that we're paying for, or the NIA water we're paying for. It's paying back a lot of those things. That's where that revenue is. It's not truly operating revenues or selling more water. It's because these other things that we have.
I kind of figured that's what was attributing to the increase, but I just wanted, just so people could see the impact that it has. Thank you.
And for the decrease in expenditures, I believe that's just, we haven't spent as much capital expenditures this year so far, so. I think that's it. Thanks.
Any other questions? Thank you. Okay. There's no other further discussions. I will adjourn the meeting. Over quick and fast.